Mami say free Africa because your interesting fixtures and results be a PM or World Cup qualifiers so be brave has say. Me say the free group C no. Enra Nigeria kwa we ko win 2-1 against Lesotho. Then yenya Benin so kwa we akwa ko win 1-0 against Rwanda. Na nipa dodo na expect South Africa so mbitime renew omu game against Zimbabwe. But unfortunately for South Africa, ekoye draw. Enti South Africa for draw no. Asama group no, 3 countries ni nyina Benin, South Africa, Nigeria. Obia wo opportunity say obetima qualify e dey akọ World Cup because of enu South Africa for e draw no mukunyae no. So after 9 games no, Benin ababa benya 17 points. South Africa ewo 15 points and Nigeria ewo 14 points. Enti ye nyina ye atwen nyame ya adoma Monday and ye behu di obetima qualify from a group C no. En nyame ya adoma Monday no. South Africa ebebo Rwanda na Nigeria abo Benin. Enti sa 3 countries ni nyina na ken. Obia ehwe so obetimi a qualify. But among these 3 countries no, dear or no dear by calculation onko hwe obi results pass exchange na me ko hwe obi match na me dia hwe so a qualify no eye Benin because as it stands now the Benin ehia pa na ye say ni game against Nigeria no obewini se Benin ewini ni game against Nigeria obe move from 17 points e dia akọ 20 points onko hwe South Africa match Benin automatically no wa qualify enti the Benin be hia pa na ye say nyame ya aduma Monday obetuma akọ Nigeria group no wetimi akwaje 3 points no edie free Nigeria ho se Benin timi ko wini se kukuro Benin a qualify se usa hwe Benin option ba ko wa in case se Benin ni Nigeria mpokura ke no mobo draw it means se Benin betima qualifier aje se Rwanda ni South Africa game no South African wini Benin ntimi anse Nigeria na Benin bo draw against Nigeria Benin betima qualifier aje se South Africa ni Rwanda game no eno so South Africa ntimi wini. So in case as a Benin etimi bodrom pokrana against Nigeria, obe move from 17 points at about 18 points. Se South African pokra so ebo draw e woni game ni ma obeko 16 points. Na Benin esusu etimi qualify. By Benin betima qualify se obe play saver. Ajese wakwa akwhye Nigeria no de onhwe South Africa game no. So Benin nyame yaduma Monday. Oman ni nyina ehwe de Benin ebetima ye. On the part of South Africa for so ebetima qualifier. The first thing ebe hia na say, I just say South Africa as in the game against Rwanda. Say South Africa etimi say the game against Rwanda. Now I hope he say Nigeria ebe she Benin. Enti South Africa betima qualifier ebe depend on Nigeria. Enti South Africa for no I just omobo mpa say Nigeria be she Benin. No mumum esusu ewini omu game. Send team a friend say South Africa every nini gamer then on so a movie about besign Benin ho so South Africa ebe hia Nigeria for emodembo ansa no metimi qualify enti South Africa game no ebe depend on how Nigeria so ebe say eye Benin national team no so it's up to Nigeria say on be adwuma ne kese no e de ma team a friend say South Africa eno be hwe Nigeria so option obetimi dia qualifier among 3 countries ni nyina no de ne de den pa ye Nigeria de no. Because one, say Nigeria betima qualifier, aje say Nigeria winning the game no. Nigeria winning the game ni wia. Now a bomb paye say Rwanda so ebetima stop South Africa. Say Rwanda ntimi stop South Africa. Na Nigeria winning the game no kra na Nigeria ntimi qualify. So apart from say Nigeria winning against Benin no, I was say Nigeria sa bomb paye say Rwanda ebe stop South Africa bo buku no. Na Nigeria so winning the game. So obeshe goals no be 3 or more goals because they say World Cup qualifiers now ye no the first thing they determine the top group no points after points no goals different and as it stands now goals difference no usho mu group na team and friends say Benin +5 South Africa +3 Nigeria for no so de nti say agese Nigeria be qualify agese Nigeria enya 3 or more goals so o check 3 teams na ken de ne de den pa no a team a friend say Nigeria by say Benin etimi ko wini against Nigeria nyame adom Monday Nigeria ebenyo omo first World Cup qualification because if it is here chance say World Cup from 1930 ebesi 1958 na Benin a part of Air France na Benin eto so enye part of FIFA enti ye hu Benin e World Cup ana from 1962 World Cup wɔ Chile ebesi 1974 World Cup ɛwɔ Germany na Benin so no ɔmo nyante ɔmo ho by from 1978 World Cup Argentina ebesi ne a Benin ɛbɛyɛ part of FIFA no Benin qualify for World Cup da enti nyame adoma Monday se Benin etimi kɔhyɛ akin Benin ayɛ record and the former Nigerian head coach ɛsoso na coach Benin national team no enti Benin etimi kɔhyɛ Nigeria senior kin Benin for the first time our country in history ɔmo qualify for the World Cup. South Africa for also qualifier after 2010 World Cup you South Africa wo host no you South Africa be our World Cup. After 2010 World Cup you above 2014 you South Africa. You about 2018 you South Africa. You about 2022 you South Africa. Even in Pokhran 2010 now you South Africa no na you host nation. By South Africa elbow qualifiers e dey be PM of FIFA World Cup no. We 2002 Korea Japan free war you South Africa abo World Cup qualifiers a qualify. And the South Africa so after 2010 almost so him so betima qualify. For Nigeria after so almost so equal 2018 World Cup no you Nigeria e World Cup. The last edition Ghana na ma Nigeria qualify by kin say Nigeria to me qualifier me ebe shock me kakra because among these three countries Benin, South Africa, Nigeria there any chances difficult pa no Nigeria national team no. So Monday was our group no you be hwe bi obetimi a qualify. Another interesting group group B. South Sudan enra etna fie ma Senegal be share ne 5. Ana Togo tena fie ema DR Congo ebe share ne 1. Enti sa wo check sa group ne so a akwakoye Senegal ana DR Congo ana eba to was our group nim. Senegal as it stands now with 21 points. Ana DR Congo 19 points. So obia last game ana be determine why ana be qualify. Senegal etna fie abo Mauritania fie. Then DR Congo tena fie abo Sudan. You most likely say Senegal be winning the no na Senegal qualify from sa group no group B you likely see Benya Senegal say or be qualify. Then uko group F Gambia etne fie ma Gabon be share ne 4-3 ana Ivory Coast ekwa away win 7 and say so almost two group no that's group F. Ivory Coast 23 points Gabon 22 points just a point and a separate two countries we. And Nyami Aduma, the last game and be determine why they be qualify from that group. That's group F. Ivory Coast ebetine fie wo Abidjan, no abo Kenya. Na Gabon atine fie no abo Burundi e wo fie. And what check Gabon ne Ivory Coast omo opponent ombe shi omo last day na. Na wo compare, ube hu ne say Ivory Coast die no meeting eye Kenya. What they compare Gabon na o sia eye Burundi na. Obeka say Gabon die no eye manageable than Ivory Coast die no. But me pretty sure say Ivory Coast etna Abidjan no ebe extremely difficult say Kenya ebetima kwa Abidjan no etimi akwa she Ivory Coast bobuko no because the lives of Ibrahim Sangari their key team omo ntina wo say sa opportunity omo ntimi qualify and say Ivory Coast timi qualifier we be omo fourth timer omo qualify for FIFA World Cup omo ko 2006 omo ko 2010 omo ko 2014 after 2018 yehu Ivory Coast wo 2022 yehu Ivory Coast wo and this omo timi qualifier Ivory Coast omo fourth time omo ko World Cup and group F most likely say Ivory Coast ebe qualify and ken oba be brem ha say na I think say group anipa adwen wo so pa no the Benin, Nigeria, South Africa group ne ho ana attention be wo so nyame adoma Monday nti ye be twen Monday de ba kosie uko Europe so a omo World Cup qualifiers ne ko so Germany HF4 Luxembourg and Shebi ken recently Germany for air struggle pay to the extent say Slovakia mu nyina etimi hye Germany no ma hye Germany enti Germany e win game na enura no a big relief at the German national team and Germany as a country. Adia ba kwa na nke beye wanwa pa na yese ye World Cup. Yese Germany and qualify. Me ye sure san nke be shock nipa bebre. Because I will check Germany group I don't think say obi to say Northern Ireland, Slovakia, Luxembourg mo ebe qualify ahead of Germany. So after enwa Germany for win no, ama Germany for about 6 points or maba be topic group no. And at the current time, make us say a best shocking paddle say, see about World Cup qualifiers, see who Germany or the major tournament. If it is here, say about World Cup in 1930, Bessineno. You about 22 editions of a FIFA World Cup, 2026 Kahwa, a 23rd edition. Out of 23 editions no FIFA World Cup no, Germany abo World Cup nkwa 20 times. Emu mienu pe ani yehu Germany say omoba FIFA World Cup. 1930 World Cup yehu Germany wo ho. And the major reason why I am yehu Germany in 1930 World Cup ni say the FA na ewo Germany ain't me am making sure say ombenye ska e the national team akobo 1930 World Cup because 1930 World Cup na akwakoye invitational tournament. By that time na the financial crisis na hit Europe no ebi kan Germany enti Germany omo federation enye ska ma omo football no so omo nko participate e wo FIFA World Cup in 1930. That's the reason why in 1930 yehu Germany. And in 1950 World Cup yehu Germany because na omo FIFA ban. And these are the only 2 World Cups yehu Germany wo ho 1930 and 1950. Apart from these 2, every tournament FIFA World Cup biano Germany wo ho. So me expect say Germany ebe qualify. And then na make Germany game no Julian Nagelsmann adie bi ma manage ye. Enra obo ne 4 back. Ana obo Goretzka, ana Yusuf Pavlovic won finfi ho. Unse mostly anko bia be expect Kimmich say anko mebo won finfi ho by enra. Papa friend say Nagelsmann ma Kimmich ambo finfi ho o ma Kimmich e ko ball right back. Ana Pavlovic, ana Yusuf Leon Goretzka won finfi ho. Ana ode Serge Gnabry to the right side, ana Yusuf Karim Adeyemi on the left side. Ana obo Florian Wirtz behind the main striker. Nadia Nagelsmann any say Oma Kimmich no the right back player no and the close dictator. And anytime you move attack biano, the close dictator now obeying the forward line Branty friend say Kimmich and then the right back and then the left back plus wingers ni no that freedom na coordination na koso enti ebo game ni na wie ken the right back eshegu the left back eshegu the right winger eshegu. Enti adien na papa friend say Nagelsmann here no o use Kimmich as the close dictator oma the right back left back and a wingers need freedom no manya coordination no and my Germany wings no effective. That's the reason why right back left back winger ebe ma o sa goals no e wo game nim. So far Germany we hope so be qualify ni hu Germany yepe all the big giants e wo FIFA World Cup nyame adoma 2026 Germany e most likely so be qualify no atop in the group. France share 3-0 against Azerbaijan. Again, Oshe France group now is so clear say France ebe top it. So far after 3 games, we have 3 wins at France. Ono lose game. By Ken, nukwe womne eye ba akope. Abrantie ne friend Mbappe no or form. Ne form wom no. Forget to say Azerbaijan. By say Oshe Mbappe form now for club and country. Obetima ka say on support Real Madrid. Ubetima ka say on support France national team no. Ubetima ka say Mbappe na nkasa na unfili no. But dear ba ko ho this season untimi take away from Kylian Mbappe routine. Eye ne form na wa pick no. And so what check enra go no say na. Hwe baby ana Mbappe gina na obeyin finfin ho. At the time we receive ball no from Theo Hernandez. E won finfin ho no. Hwe kwan of us so beat about 5 players. How Mbappe etimi dancing the way through. Eye opponent ni defenders no. Na ball ni cry Mbappe no o making sure say ye can be say ball security. Ball security in football a process as a player ni kura ball na. Obe try say obe protect ball no on lose ball no. Enti no atama Mbappe je ball no from Theo Hernandez no. Ye hu ball security say even kura no o beating the opponent no na o say protect ball no. Na hwe angle no o place ball no. Enti say Mbappe form no wo mu say no e wo soro. Let's not forget in the last 10 games for club and country. Mbappe in the last 10 games for club and country or they share 14 goals. I have 4 assists. And the Abrantia na pick at the right time. They ye hoping to say sa form way our picking or the berry because Mbappe our ambition be say this season was so Ballon d'Or. And Mbappe bet match Ballon d'Or na the first thing e be depend on one kasa individual form and in the numbers. And to start our team ya share no obi expect so obewie. So what Osha see ye no wie ya e affect o e Ballon d'Or no. And the first thing e see you hope say Mbappe e bet was our form we aso. Die to so mienu se Mbappe bet match Ballon d'Or na aje so osa hope say ni teammates ni so anya form. There is no single player waje Ballon d'Or obeka se ono nko na ne form no e ma ne koje ye. E wo se onya the complement of ni teammates. And it's Mbappe bet match Ballon d'Or na aje se ne French national team ni players no epic form no ma complement Mbappe effort I just say Real Madrid for players no omenya form no ma complementing Mbappe effort season ye Ballon d'Or nansia na ye Dembele can you say Dembele form ne nkwa na ma na je eye Ballon d'Or na the effort of Vitinha Donnarumma Joao Neves mo Kvaratskhelia mo eboaye even matches bi wo ho a na nye Dembele na ye the best by the players no effort no ema ni team PSG etimi winning na cover wo player no enti se obeye the focal point obeye the main man a enye matches ni nyina na obetimi dominate matches bi wo ho a ube expect two teammates ne se on be carry team no na wako wanim enti se Mbappe betima je Ballon d'Or na o hope say Vinicius Junior obenya form no Jude Bellingham ebenya form no Rodrigo Adagula mbenya form no no ma complementing the effort of Mbappe obe hope say French national team no other players ni betimenya form no ma complement Abrantie no effort enti Mbappe de ken de hia pa na say ne form no de ahase no ode bewie na ne teammates around him esoso etimi aboa Mbappe badia ba kwa ma notice ne second wahwe Mbappe sharpness say Mbappe sharpness o si akanya who say player ne sharpness e was ropa and a little bit of education so what is a football you can say player bi anya ne sharpness e was sora football player sharpness a player ne overall ne match fitness ne technical execution and ne tactical reading and to say Mbappe e si akanya who say apart from injury na be setting who say Abrantie no after say o lose weight kakra no who say ne fitness ne match fitness no e improve o hwe ne technical execution a hwe kwan ofa so e finish balls no and the execution the converting rate no eso etimi improve and ne technical reading hwe kwan a say ofa so e read game no and eno ne ka say Mbappe ne sharpness no etimi improve me hope say this season e be fine season e de am Mbappe and then we nyame adom e tina matches ni be baba so e wo Europe Spain ebo Georgia our World Cup qualifiers nim I don't believe say you benya shock e wo game we mu me jitu say football there you can never say never bibia betimesi wo football mu by emprempren ya say Spain and Georgia e si akan ya ken e be very difficult say meka say Georgia ba ko shock Spain and for who say Spain e be lose some players bi Lamine Yamal Dani Olmo eni ho Dean House mo nyanya injuries no still na Spain e wo enough quality so betima face e Georgia national team no so we Lamine mu pokura e free ho a still na no omo da so e wo Pedri omo da so e wo Abrantie fence Zubimendi omo Merino ma as usual betima control game ne dia ma omo right back left back Kukureya Pedro Porro mo omo betimi ama sa offensive bite no e wo Spain national team no so we take Spain anim ho a Oyazabal and Ferran Torres mo on for mo nshada enka top forwards ne ho na emum anytime be a Spain be sia kan bia no omo find a way to score so playing against Georgia there definitely make a straight win at the Spanish national team Portugal ebebo Ireland so far so good for Portugal e qualifies nim the first game we qualifies okose Armenia 5-0 and okwa away e ko win 3-2 against Hungary and the two games are Portugal abo e FIFA World Cup ni nyina no Portugal etimi enya 2 wins no adia ba ko about Portugal say ni say ye bo World Cup qualifiers e wo Europe ye ka countries a wo gidie so betima qualifier straight away you the Portugal beka ho because after 1990 World Cup ayen hu Portugal 1994 ye hu Portugal 1998 ye hu Portugal but from 2002 Korea Japan basically every single World Cup Portugal e qualify so recently per country back wo Europe ye ko World Cup time bia be hu no ho a Portugal national team no and as it stands now a lot of expectation and nipa dodo edema this current Portugal team no and the reason why for expectation was through edema Portugal team no the first thing the quality you say Portugal arguably uko Europe uka top 5 countries are omo enough quality wo every position bia untimi mbo ni Portugal fem free wo from the goalkeeping department defense midfield forward line every department bia say Portugal e wo enough quality ade e kan say squad depth entiene Roberto Martinez in the first 11 at the Portugal national team omo te bench ni equally omo bema onim some so better be perform at the highest level and the squad depth Portugal e will be and let's not forget this current Portugal team no ken omo bom ho achew so the level of understanding esa e was through and to omo qualify for FIFA World Cup no ye ka countries and kofo expect to say e was omo bom ho modern no mutimije World Cup ni bia kofo te Portugal say e was omo susu timije World Cup ni bi so far ometimi agi Euros UEFA Nations League omajibi ye Portugal team Now Eusebio, lead Portugal team no. Omo best omo ye during Eusebio mo time. Some back 1966 World Cup akwa di third. Omo nya ewiase mo nyina players that time na Portugal football na dominate because that time ye back 1966 World Cup England. Na Benfica mo na dominate European football. And to no be any say Portugal bet ma akwa World Cup. But unfortunately for them 66 World Cup omo kodi third. And ye benya Figo mo time, Figo mo so ntimi anje. But Ronaldo mo time ni omo ye more successful than any era Portugal football. And again, Portugal so expectation was through. Omo game against Ireland, me expect some be winning. Me dem anu wie no, ma me nko wie group I.
Yeah, first mama.
Yes, Norway ni Israel, ana Estonia ni Italy.
Okay.
Ken me so kakra de ma Italy national team no. Because they say Norway for no, e form no mo no. Norway above 5 games, we nya 5 wins. Enya 24 goals are considered 3. Team e friend say Italy. O check your points or more 9 points or more 4 games. And medical church mu say anytime we are Norway ebenya golden generation we qualify for World Cup. Omo first golden generation that was in 1938 and Daniel Eriksson omo qualify for World Cup. And omo national team ne ba form because no money enough quality. And omo ba ya be qualify from 1994 World Cup, 98 World Cup. Omo benya second golden generation. Ole gonna associate mo time. After all the time no Norway say they need players are omo bo at the highest level. Haaland Solot mo even Pokrano Oche Martin Odegaard ma ento mo ne say omo third golden generation we omo betimi dia qualify enti mi suo kakra e de Magatuso any Italian national team
say Italy they qualify Haaland mo de omo be
say e omo de mbo
ada say anya no
e omo de mbo
say Italy wo
now mo Italy wo
say Italy call World Cup last year your man call na we so man call
2 times in your man call
2 times so man call even 2006 normally world champions.
Necessary a baby World Cup na Odegaard Haaland mo nko bia say no so be a problem.
Haaland ni Odegaard mo
Oscar Bob mo Oscar Bob Alexander Sulot. Oh no way with team nti they also deserve o mabre nti meme die meta no way chi
o no way na
of course. Okay, Italy team na nya papa biasa
the Italians but nya papa kra na mo ba mutime ha adwen kakra
nti na eta no way chi.
Okay,
Ken share mama Stars and fi Kylian Mbappe wo me monitor situation me hwe so ba bedru na mahwe de Madrid for be ka che Kylian Mbappe na mahwe what Madrid stands ebeye with the French national team. Ken, now saying we've been discussing this say players the national team no omuko no omupra then automatically a national team for no na ayesa no omupra players no until normally yeah football fans no don't do na as a player ko pra with national team na ye blame national team for no. The recent one has been Lamine Yamal situation with the Spanish national team on the De La Fuente situation no. Ken, no question passes to a woman and say, I think we need to have a second look about the situation. Sometimes, information is so players no. Sometimes I think the footballing fans, discussions about injuries at the national team. We also need to look at the perspective of the national teams. Any players na send we see force national teams. No. Let me give you an example. Madrid and Villarreal elbow game. And on the 81st minute, more baby. Kylian Mbappe, eka se wepra. Na right ankle no. Won say Mbappe, footballers no man anything from pao. It's in right ankle no ne ya. And no free game ni money ye ni free against Villarreal. And ma Rodrigo Goes ebebo ni bi. Inti right after the game, ye be call international break. Obi enim say Kylian Mbappe on call the French national team. Sana ni yesusu because na obi a we brother all call national team akoye dey. Yet say ya, yes boy ni beko. Okay, maybe he's going to be assessed by the French national team for no. Because players ni bi koye and doctors for no assess so for instance Bradley Bacola all call no kutan scan and okoye and doctors na ka so okay we brother no problem ko back Konate na okwa amamo akwa assess no so ono so koye no no so onsna ho into Kylian Mbappe die no okoye on train o. He's not been training because the ankle injury ni ya. Then there was a conversation say boy what's one way pra wo ya den ho bra back to Madrid na Madrid for no enshow and also Kylian Mbappe is there because he's the captain of the team. He's been around the team. Pictures here bar from the French national team training in also a jacket. Now Ojino training no Oshebi. So you are not training. And about 2 days ago, video be bar say Kylian Mbappe or to Trumika or keke ball. Quickly in the France for the bus. Oh, then you training Biana na oye. Name of no ni Konate. Run it because Konate is also in your fit. It's just to keep them fit, keke. Ken. Line up the buy. Konate ni Kylian Mbappe o prana. They are just being rested, no. Konate amobo onibi. Obo Saliba and obo Dayo Pamecano. Na Kylian Mbappe awe pra. No, I start a game, no. How? Se Kylian Mbappe no one or so bobo. Oh, Jesus Christ, footballers. Because right after the game, Didier Deschamps will say, boy ni prano the same ankle injury na o Madrid versus Villarreal no na the 9 year yes see na pra chesa wo rest a ho to into woni bi so rest a ho beto no a aden na o ma ne ball ni bi aden na wo Kylian Mbappe wo so woni say Madrid will need you have not been trained chinchinia mebobo no it's Mbappe so obebo and the coach in so amanabo. Okay, Mbappe so obeba. It makes sense to say game against Azerbaijan here. Mani mebo be 30 minutes and now so started crown first half no way in Ephraim because o share game ni bia. Senye say Mbappe ye na agin oye ne nsare say ye nyinu a nko obo 90 minutes. How? Now Madrid are not happy. Madrid for ne buo because say no ne nine no anope yes o Philippines no more in previous days. Nti say okọ Madrid a che some san so man mre na oresti afa ne yakwa kwahwe the extent of the injury so bet ne fie ache and answer on ne fie nje eye completely unnecessary. Adia Kylian Mbappe ayi so o me say 1 or 2 games be in the Madrid game na Madrid for a dropping point ayo ono anfom so meaning say the Bible good the French national team Didier Deschamps so ono ankra issues because suppliers also force who also catch a place in the semester sit out because national team no against Azerbaijan Mateta to bench Christopher Nkunku to bench Toivon to bench it's no way to be more without Kylian Mbappe and Mbappe no so couldn't he have rested? Footballers had too much. Mbappe pay Ballon d'Or aji. And as I say no Ballon d'Or no. E was so amase goals. E so amase assist because now say in common kwa goals and assist. Inti say Mbappe no or ye 50% club so bobo. She said the quest for numbers, the quest for a Mbappe, say or person Ballon d'Or. She say players thing now. I feel Ballon d'Or now kwa yenko fwa konama. Obi a contender for the Ballon d'Or. On person be miss games. Shadi atu Kopama. Chelsea versus Manchester United. Unya fits. Enzo Maresca say anopa. Oh, hotel wana Kopama bano say chin o person bobo ni bi. No be den senior man so bebo. Kopama kobo yi ene ne if it is so Manchester United game ayi ni film omo obo bio. E prana na we prano akoye kese. Say as to when exactly Kopama will come, we don't know. Players ne pre omo pre some of the players it is a problem. Dani Olmo off the Spanish national team camp. Dani Olmo okono. Barcelona for trade man Spain for na say Dani Olmo wa bobo bebre into the nine as fatigue ewom omo mani training bebre a edini pra ne beba. And Spain for say we will take care of him. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then we on training our camp on your training. The only day our man need training in a prane by. It's first of all, then you almost situation, no. Suspend for Maja to say boy no on your fully fit and our own trainer, not our camp here then. Because on trainer, our camper, at least let him come back to the club football. No matter your sasoye, honest so than you almost super sorts now. Sad than you almost so boys, no. National team says I almost there because Obia per se or co-work up. Senya sir, boy no so Spanish national team camp. You are not training. When situation is say baby obo ball na drew no because then the almost situation is obo kakra na Femi Lopez abebo kakra but now say Femi Lopez e pray no wabo so many games into at the pressure beto na nine so Barcelona for catch one answer na wo national team. Yeah. See boys in this situation. Had you say ya keka ko baby a clubs na national team no ntokwa ba be si omu ndem no nyentokwa ketwa once a PAG omu dwadede di show sad because Dembele situation no say up till now Dembele so there no aye bibi ho Dembele bo against Toulouse game no wa share 2 goals and no pray and also okay we pray dia unko national team but France for say we want to check akwa no koya no mama na kobo ball ofi bench e buy no sanso pray free me up to ne Dembele see ne dadem. It says we are heading towards that direction. And I pay Madrid for experts say Kylian Mbappe to come. No be draw. Me sure say the Madrid for ni be on be chi ne nim pa de na Kylian Mbappe ayen. We all pray. Nyanka san me empire no pay. Won say me a team Mbappe. Me a team Mbappe. Inti I am praying say he will be fit for the Clasico. Because they say Dinhausen we pray. And Ram Franco Manstantuano ono so mato and crass omra ono so swepra. So the kind of injuries are air mass or Madrid camp no and you're pleasant. Well, you're trying doctors for near with the extent of Kylian Mbappe injury, but it's a sad set the right ankle now plan one was sounds so preview. Yes, sir. Footballers obi o 2 week be brebe no. Wo ankle no bi bia o. Anu na odi ye bibia. Well, Ken. Mami no mbon komo bi kakana men samra you. Here. CAF World Cup qualifiers na yebo no. Mami ntwem adwen nyina nsi ade ba ko so CAF should be very careful ade na mo ye no. Second place no. One say almost samra no. Up to now, CAF nye clear with it. FIFA for so check on website nye clear with it. Yanim say the obedi second biano. We check your pointer. Na afe yafa mo amobe qualify na mabo. Now Eritrea I withdraw from groups no. On say Eritrea or Morocco mu group and wa withdraw. In that group I have 5 teams. Kibacho say omoye 5 teams, other teams near 6. It is Sawoka so did the same number of points and they judge all groups. You are not being fair to Omo Morocco group no. Say it makes a lot of sense because Omo be less number of games. Inti was a CAF take a decision on that. Send beya obia be at par. Then you was on the 14th of March. There was a secular beer, a call can't menya sa calf. Let one. A call when you are ken. We are let away if Cairo. To all member associations affiliated to CAF. Now, mean wasted time. Or check the last paragraph, point 1, 2, 3. No. Check it. Point 2. The criteria to determine the best runners up after excluding the results against bottom ranked team. Or the team withdrawn. Basically, the channel say no, CAF say obi ohi wo group bia no you bet set the point e dey free me pam cho eno ye for second rank teams nko first of all nka ho. Second, mama back to the table. Empacho nti se ne be ya won confuse wo ho. Second for no. Ya be ya mu table a. Wo group no mu no, di ori e wo group no mu no. Ya beti sa point ni e di free o point mu. Just to make sure say ya fair to all the groups because groups ni bi wo ho a omo games omo bonu esha. It's for instance, Egypt di okọ Burkina 18 points. Then so Burkina enya 6 points from Djibouti ore. Inti ebetse the point ni e di efrim. But what them come na me ni wodi na say. Inti Burkina o check here say 12 points e wo table no so. Again, Senegal, DR Congo. Say DR Congo onya 6 points from South Sudan. Also say better 6 points e di efrim. Group C and a serious no Nigeria mo group no eno na nkomo ne de ba no won say wo hwe table no a Nigeria for nimo because they say Nigeria does so third. Now this is how it is going to be. Say in their group we already know say Zimbabwe for na are na Zimbabwe for there Zimbabwe for mo ne South Africa for mo wie kra sune South Zimbabwe for no Zimbabwe 40 say one more of you obo no South Africa Durban obo draw on fan kwaye hwe wo sha on fan kwaye hwe I to say Ghana ye pe win a qualifier akọ World Cup na ye ko hia ebia Central African Republic ni fie ontimi mo ball and wo be ball no enkran na just Central African Republic for na be yire yen na ye ntimi an qualify who say ya na Zimbabwe for the if you check the group she says Zimbabwe for na the last team it is will be placed second after the last round of games no you bet points a hunya free Zimbabwe for ni nyina de free ho Benin for nya 4 points from Zimbabwe South Africa nya 4 points from Zimbabwe Nigeria nya just 2 points from Zimbabwe but what I say it is Nigeria places second. You bet just 2 points. Now, you don't have a table. We are sure some common many wouldn't what you say. It's the second round team, you know. I was a half for backline because there was a secular beer, a core. National teams, you know, but calf are being careful. I can't one game. Calf should come out clear. Say, secular na core, you know, and one year use. Send your bear. Young Cobon ye near Besha or be a nim near the Abbess Samrano. Now, to the groups itself. In fact, South Sudan for no. Any the main Sudan mo group na person no din komo. Ken, kwesi apia disappoint me. Kwesi apia will disappoint me. Papa. Name me say Sudan for no. Ebe rani show no. Because as at match day 5 for Krana Sudan be 11 points. No me lead group no. Satam na ne say Sudan for betimi qualify for World Cup. A fiti war. Sudan above 4 games. We lose 2. We draw 2. We lose to Senegal. We lose to Togo. And now we intimiate Mauritania. The last 4 games, 2 games I will lose and we draw 2. Sudan ani yesu say obetimia has Senegal for in the World Cup. Say Sudan for ayera. All of a sudden, I don't know what has happened.
It's AFCON normal qualifier no more anymore.
Ashimia. Just unfortunate say Sudan born about from sir. It is Akwesiapia or you out. Senegal money they just need to win their last game. They are through. Ken Afi. Nigeria, Benin, South Africa on common idea. Me be say be remember because emrani draw you better give me one some. Name the Ivory Coast say no. Any the Gabon air no, we cannot discuss Africa World Cup qualifiers and not have a discussion on it. Okay. Ivory Coast I said 22 goals on consider 1 goal bowl. Hey,
born dominate.
What's a record? I'm so happy for them.
I didn't say Fai was surprised you be.
MS Fai. Oh my goodness. Hey.
But they're tight. And I feel like Omobi Ness and Combo last game.
And then since I am Yanni say former Ivory Coast one in case I saw a train national teams in Emu Bagabon force so surprise na
enwa Obama
4 goals
almost 4-3 on kwashe 4 goals o carry the country no
hey Gabon wow
and so many Ivory Coast draw na home e won feel
any day how mo into say I am simple just a Kenya focus surprise Africa which I don't think say possible into Gabon the automatically they are through
Ivory Coast so many success pass in bida
but you say
Ivory Coast
say Kenya for hey me sure say service Ken me pacho mama wie with the story kakra
yeah quick mama
pacho mate hwe Vinicius Junior and in ebusuafo they should respect Real Madrid. Ken, I want to repeat. Vini and in ebusuafo should respect Real Madrid. Can you imagine? Story I obey say omo dream say Vini eba Madrid be accept for 3 days off say on any girlfriend in your issue to Oko Pacho. Oh.
That's when you're broken heart and so free baby on na. Why dream with the work crana?
Vini Ankasano bear 2 weeks in ye me nim dear to no. Tio Bema and I work on your girlfriend Virginia Fonseca. And I want a chimpena and I work with him Bema dear Bema do dwarf in fact Mema dear don't want to him. And a Vinicius Junior work him. And a girl now in the year mono epekasa. And wabe can some wabonting. Anna no, sa Anna serve and be can say. Vinicius Junior crano say be try to chane bema had this no. In some day be bray and perceive be come because or then WhatsApp messages e ba intina Vini e yin one bi a enye yie. Ya chill. Work him and ya chill. Then there was a public apology from Vinicius Junior to the main girlfriend Virginia. No, say because I don't normally see that. It's a footballer, a bear apology to the girlfriend, and a Vini a full statement in the tour a pacho so upon the girlfriend nature. And now, or say go no akuja camera and any more blow kiss. Utimu say Vini Vini is in love with this girl. Footballer said the minimum say omo dono to sisi but utimu say kwabrane wa todom odomu pa na Vinicius Junior tom wa pacho e social media so wa send flowers e de ko yes still na girl nim fi no wo na girl na a video na auto I'm lonely nyumu bi na inti em say e have Vini psychologically Vini is not okay inti Vini abone maame ama na maame ne say Vini enkra in fact on ask for permission na ombra Brazil because me no can say Vini mu Asia nti ko ba Madrid na be ask for permission bi na wa rush ko Brazil akopa girl ne chow abba
Virginia no heavy
na Vini aden odo bengo ati won say ha the Vini no girl na ewie no senior to the extent say onu benya kokodre kogina Florentino Perez ene Jabi Alonso nim say mom 2 days 3 days off because me girlfriend enya is no ko pacho sasai
enya so pacho
no kemin kasa enya so pacho
why ya chop
kogina Madrid eni ma ko cancer Madrid ko bobo ya ma wo off days na ko pacho because you are in love
or me say one game pay HHB as enya hwe
lekin odo benko odo say Vini situation uti
Brazil for no players ni o guess ni dey so nim say that dey sitie
na unim say odo ni pa cross say ye hwem o
so nim say wonya na we ni dey wo ho
nti na otwa fa ho kaka
sa no ko na ekwatija ba ko de pekasa
ono ne dey say na evidence ni nyina bae twitwa WhatsApp message na wo yi ho anu bi enye yi
ya dey say ya chop nko
nti ne say watchre message girl name fee wa send ne ma girl name fee me sure say so ko share girl no one on one pa face to face
I feel like it's be a Tatiana Beckham was a video man 44 years
yeah young
man so young
woman
enti say ma me no so mradia na je so kodu a ma me no ene ne beko
oni busuanfo kwa
kwa so they be na
Vini so junior gumeme no ede
brother would lose first game
Vini so junior
Vini brother
we di boni a o do ma me we chi ko pacho oh
but one second san esa ka brotherhood you ana big say ka kwa na ka ma me di chira na
ejina oba akro
yes
and the kind of relationship am wo yeah me sure say and be ma Vini ani abresa because
Vini so ska chen ayi Fonseca bebre
kuma mun nsam nim ska
okay
Debbie
does that wo Fonseca
Debbie akoma mun nsam de kenem Fonseca ho
sa
anka papa panyin akwara ketwa small girl 20 years
papa na ye panyin boni enye
akwara 20 years mi ka chere papa be 50 something was me ma last chance ebisi ma me mfiu o ka chere ne papa panyin so o man the last chance say ebisi ma o mfiu na nya akoma mun nsam akwara be de akata
ne papa na ye panyin boni so anka akwara sa no kokko de o
akwara more than 18 years there untimi nka sa papa ne ye panyin boni because emrem no legal nti kena koma mun sem de yenya Vinicius
o ma me di wachi dia na chesa de ne mu edin
critical yes very critical and bema this should be a photo to bema bia
Fonseca momo scanner sekani ane ma me di na chi kopa ehia ni acho yes
influenza
kena na meka akoma mo asem ni de
enu sekani se wo fomana
on to Vini diene
Vini diene ba ya
week kura de etimi club bebre free o influencer sikai
we di o discuss ko akọ patch up
we there so be $1 million be the record
ko and we are sure say Vini nim girl ne worth
o ye we so dia girl na wie no says o ya de bia ni ne de be oti so
it is life and I feel say Vini nim girl on the west onim de girl no eye de boa no that is that can be man any abre say kwan bia so say wo pre na otimi nya no kinam South Africa issue no matena se adwen ho na eye me ya e de ma coach e friend say Hugo Bruce because sa wo be ye adwuma to this extent now adwuma na waye ni nyina no e ba be cut down the drain just because of a mistake and I say an oversight baby. South Africa qualified for the World Cup in 1998 they qualified for the World Cup in 2002 the bema when ya bresa obo World Cup na obetimi asan so akwa bobium ene say o testi World Cup na obo hu say World Cup na de obehu mfaso benefits a World Cup ne de ba in time be a World Cup ne be so time be a World Cup ne be si o me say out on the World Cup when you be brace obesan so akobium because you know the kind of benefits a World Cup ne de ba it is our Ghana when we qualified in 2006 2010 2014 2018 young qualified e be a topic a huge one for that matter say Ghana after 3 successive World Cups yentimi an qualify for the next one which was in 2018 in 2022 ye fa kwan bia ye be fa so bia sa de be ya ye be qualify for the World Cup na yetimi akoyanim to the extent say ya bo qualifies the we na ye ko bo playoff nimpo no we have to go for another coach I feel so no ni betimi aboa no ababa be boss a playoff ne de amaye eventually Otuadu came in and the Ghana qualify these are some of the things World Cup no etoda etimi de brew. Aside that, I remember saying in 2006, when Ghana qualified for the World Cup, Ghana had a free advert on CNN. Some of the big media houses say we are say, at that time, it was rumored and reported say, Ubenya Bayer 60 seconds advert on CNN. No, it was close to $1 million for some period of time. But Ghana are free just because they are qualified for World Cup. It is South Africans and after qualifying for 2 successive World Cups, any their World Cup ne deba. Since then, Oman qualified Buma, but 2010, Oman 4 years Oman benya World Cup na hosti because no man was a team in Ekita to qualify for the World Cup. A problem. They have to get to the hosting right. Said they bear benefits now World Cup. They but on science when you be and Omunya 2010 Omu host here as the host nation they were part. Yeah, bought 2010 we and South African teams can qualify World Cup ni biom. Omu hwehwe mu an omu so omu pe coach obetimi aboa omu no do omu qualify back to the world stage and omu kofa Hugo Bruce de ne bae Hugo Bruce previously no aje AFCON e wo Cameroon
Who team no the J AFCON now? Nobody gave them a dog chance. Players are known. Players are big. You could get 1 or 2 players in the squad. Vincent Abubakar anom wodi kaka. But there were other players, it's a Baso Gogonom, Mukanjo nom, and any pen momo. But we put it together these team, these players at the ball African Cup of Nations in the J. It's South Africa do this stage. Omu probably obetimi a build the team amomo. Omu probably obeshe project amomo. No matimi a qualify for the World Cup. And omu say Debbie, yanko for papa we name fanimra. No mna meboyeng. Oba your picky players from the South African League. And okay count boom. Most of the players are local based players. And our chance yes or she team no. Beginning it was very difficult. And Yaman Koye 2021 thereabout. No more criticizing no. Omo Bonachi. He kept his school or Juma. African Cup of Nations the course who Cote d'Ivoire. And a papa the chair will be as a Juma no bet me aye. He got the 3rd place for the South African team. You real AFCON no another task that when him saying qualify for another AFCON and then qualify for the World Cup. Papa na build the team na bon kaka. He's on the verge of qualifying for the World Cup. Now, you say penyi bia kwa koye mistake. Ama ya test South Africa points are. South Africa na sa group ano mo dem no. Now it look more or less like Oma qualify World Cup na wie no. Afei papa na djuma na waye ni nyina no. Se nyankopon amemo a djuma no ya ye in vain just because of obi negligence. And Hugo Bruce is the man I feel for. South Africans ni nyina. I am sure say obi abedi atum say adwuma say coach ya de boa team. Coach ya de boa country bia and one papa na ye no. But unfortunately they might be missing out on the World Cup. Game are all the last game against Rwanda compared to the other group game. Benin in Nigeria there no, South Africa there therefore. But you ask yourself again say South Africa didn't kanya akwanya. What fie abo eye Zimbabwe. Wantimi anhye. Wo hye ya ebia nkan komo ya ye di different. But ken ushishe team eboa wo ye bibia wie na bibi say to a psychologically me you sure say mrante na ye down. I was a South African company for ne he. Na ebia because Nigeria ni Benin game no. BBC wo and South Africa nya win our qualify for the World Cup. So man working on the minds of the players psychologically. Ebe affect mrante na ma when necessary so omunya na se Nigeria de BBC omo de qualify mpo no anhwa na mrante na ntimi anya looking at the kind of a juma omaye ene de akọ so for me say ekoba so man ntimi an qualifier Hugo Bruce na yama na me feel the man ken say player ebe decide say omo national team biem no be call retirement na after 1 year country ne president ebe frɛ no ene na tana say aye meeting ombe meeting na we na player na kasa wa sending the decision or sign so abebo World Cup I'm sorry obaba abebo qualifies and I say or say abebo national team ni biem no share the kind of player any quality you possess and this is a clear case of a player I find is Aubameyang qualifies now no there are times that you need big players on best step up amount say we are there. And also be Gina say yes, me na me player kesi o mine to nani and ni beto me manim. It me Gina na me si akanya momo. And now France game no money Azerbaijan boy na. The first half was very difficult. They needed somebody who be a difference maker. And when Kylian Mbappe be a door no be a flat gate no. Shebe be o peke ball no. Players will take you omo on. And sana okwa goal no e di ama France. Omo ba second half no. Now fe omo nya the confidence booster in the first half away through Kylian Mbappe. Aubameyang decided to omo national team ni biem. He was called by the president. And in it na say kasa say omo be here no national team ni mu as a leader, as a big figure. And so our national team ni mu say so oba back no be see akan de omo. Where it mattered most and no omo ne Gambia. No omo share. Omo share go na Yankuba Minta ateka no. No omo san share. Na Gambia ateka na baba be lead 3-2. They needed somebody who be serve as a leader. Obe jidem di ama on mine no. No bobo na she goals the amomo. Aubameyang was there 4 solid goals in a World Cup qualifier. He did everything on the field of play. Tackles are in here crampo na oko. Akomano was true to the extent say oye adwuma na afei na osan so ne amanfo acha se ko park ne so. E man nam so man sign kokodi a red card. To me it was needless to do, but they be ameka sa akoma nim ni uraba. Nti player Gina Park so a bibia betimi asi at any point in time will be overreact na kwa card said yaba but na Juma as a leader on the field of play he did it to perfection. I wish he sent Common Ivory Coast in qualify for World Cup no because the kind of football Gabon has played in this qualifies and the kind of resilience I almost show our World Cup we no ken I do almost say fata sen komu kokopiem a World Cup proper but unfortunately ebia na yedin e dey amon because their next game Cote d'Ivoire tenefie no abo Kenya already in the first round Cote d'Ivoire kwa we oni Kenya kokoball 0-0 on tenefie na at this state a ohia qualification no Kenya mama ye problem enso mfama no Gabon bet tenefie no so abo Burundi one of the weakest teams in their group and me who say Gabon so benya the 3 maximum points to probably ebia na play off ne baba be be boa Gabon but whatever happens, I think that they've been a very good revelation in this qualifiers. Can Kylian Mbappe injury no? Asemne ya onyina ne say Real Madrid is really going to suffer. Seriously speaking. Say otena se na ohwe de asi. Ohwe Kylian Mbappe in a Real Madrid shirt this season. With no disrespect to Vinicius Junior any other player or Real Madrid bobo ko ni mo. Say pe player this is really the go-to man. And the Real Madrid Bobo na Kylian Mbappe. When we talk about someone being a go-to man, he's always available. So Madrid they kwa kobo game. Na Madrid the player I obetimi account on. Obetimi rely on. So Adiana a friend say go. I dey win sebano. Obenya bi the Real Madrid Kylian Mbappe. Since was stepping foot Real Madrid bobo ko ni no ade bi ese player ye no de boa ni team bia no abrante na ye de boa Real Madrid bobo ko no it is a Madrid kwa ko games ah look at the kind of performance of Dine the park so Vinicius Junior no mo they come with the support but Vinicius Junior this season and as a free last season ever hasn't been consistent with the form obebo papa kakra ma o mobiem fa ma it form na so na fe assign so dum Jude Bellingham, one of the players on man numbers power Real Madrid bobo kunim on also from last season ebano injuries hard brand na on to mean challenge stay fit and consistent in farmer Real Madrid the only player or buy Real Madrid bobo kunim what show form of consistency Real Madrid bobo kunim consistency in terms of performance consistency in terms of play and the consistency when it comes to the goal scoring form. You will be one more bit to be a consistent American, but not all aspects of the game. Maybe I know about good football, but on more numbers. But when it comes to numbers and good football, Kylian Mbappe has always been there for Real Madrid. But quite unfortunately, injury we have been so when to me and your fitter, the Real Madrid team suffers. And quite unfortunate, say Xavi Alonso are preparing the team. Now look at all the pressure. or shots here very well. Now at the time we bring here all the Arsenals, all the key players. No, I feel the prayer. I am hoping to have anybody me fit. Now we see a kind of Madrid bobo kono. Can Kakebi on Andonia Rola. I'm hearing say bomb of Fobe extending a contract, and me Gidi said that is the best thing. A bomb of beating me aye. And football no. Looking at the prices of players. Any BBR. So when your coach or team build the team now, top players are relatively unknown. Now sign so tongue any kesiye. Now sign more good performance or park and so on. Me assure say also for coin bia so now keeping no. She players are bomb of a tongue. She bought omo the tomo. Dean Housen bought around 50 million euros. Sold for 50 million. She Elia Zabani bought for 22. Sold for 60 plus. To Paris Saint-Germain or to minus kekes muni obi awie ye no was so a new recruitment or performing better per the first 7 matches in the Premier League than even last season. It's economic wise it makes a lot of sense to make you such a coach in terms of performance one man bam of the best ever performance in a league season Premier League anymore. The position number 9 no more dibida but points no only the D9 for no be any bida emfama bomb off and performance and so economically or wow into the be the see quite to make you such a coach. And I feel that the best signing for Bournemouth for the past 3 seasons has been coach Efenisa Andoni Arola, and it will be good so make you coach and not to Juma Paris or the Amon.
Well, Biggie, made us say, Momentua, a young comedian so.